Graham, back to the league after a great night on Tuesday, despite the result. The big sort of problem for Tuesday was the injury to Seb. What is the score with him?
Well, it's not looking good. It's a bad one. We're probably looking at around about 3 months. So it's a grade 3, grade 4 tear in his hamstring, which is not good. Absolutely good for the kid as well, and given he'd only come on the pitch, an element of frustration from my own part. But I've got to obviously take Seb's his emotions into it as well. He's absolutely distraught. He had a few tears in his eyes after the game. I think he knew it was a bad one, and obviously we got the news yesterday. So we had a conversation with Bristol City, and I think the matter's in hand. His recovery is underway already. So it's just a case now whether he needs surgery or not, and fingers crossed it doesn't, because obviously that adds to the recovery time. But at this moment in time, we're looking at the best part of 12 weeks.
Will he go back to Bristol City now, or he'll remain with you?
Well, he'll still be registered to us. He'll still be registered to the football club. He'll go back to Bristol City for his rehab, his treatment, his rehab. And fingers crossed it's not an operation. Fingers crossed it is just straight rehab, and it's not complicated. So Bristol City will take him back. We'll look after him, and then obviously when he gets back and he's nearing full fitness, we'll take up the baton from there. But he's one player that we certainly wouldn't want to lose. I wouldn't want to deregister or send him back to Bristol City, because he's been exceptional. And I must take my hat off to Bristol City as well, in the way they have been with us over the last 24 hours and how they have been with Seb. Real class, real class from Bristol City, in fairness to them.
No Will Evans on Tuesday. Is he okay for this weekend?
Well, that's the $1 million question. I hope he's okay. He's been up, he's been about, he's been active. Let's be honest, we could have chucked him out there on Tuesday, but I didn't want anything long term. Like I say, like you've seen already with 1 or 2 players that have picked up these injuries. It's a case of trying to protect him a little bit as well, because he's played a lot of football, he's covered a lot of ground, and we've asked a lot of him. The way he plays as well, he's super intensive. So it was a little bit of protection of the injury. So hopefully this morning, he's had a down day yesterday. Hopefully this morning we walk through the door, he's got that bright and beaming smile on his face, and he turns around and he says, "Gaffer, yes, I'm good to go tomorrow." So that's on my bucket list, my wish list for this morning. So fingers crossed he's good, fingers crossed he's okay. Like I say, if he's fit he plays, if he's not fit he doesn't play. We won't take any chances with him. Any
other injury worries about?
No, I think we've come through the other night, obviously with Seb being the exception, we've come through the other night relatively healthy. The lads were okay on Wednesday, they had Thursday off, and then we go again this morning. So now, other than Kyle Jameson and Seb, they're the 2 long-term ones, Oz and Zala obviously. So, I think we're all relatively healthy, we're all fit and healthy and raring to go. Looking forward to the weekend.
So the injury to Seb, has that increased the need to bring somebody in today, and how confident are you that you will?
Yes, I obviously increased the need, and yes, I am confident. I've practically got one done, so we're hoping we can get him done, registered and signed and sorted by kick-off tomorrow. How the paperwork and the red tape work, I don't know. The cross-border, the Welsh, the English FAs. So we've got more hurdles to climb or to get over than other clubs, obviously with that cross-border registration. So yeah, fingers crossed, but we'll definitely have one up our sleeve. We'll definitely have one, well, fingers crossed, never say definite really, but we're very hopeful we have one all tied up.
And is it one you're looking for, or are you hoping to get more by 11 o'clock tonight?
Like I said, I think I've been consistent with it, and I think every manager up and down the country will say the same. Yes, I'd like a few more. What we can do, what we can't do, or obviously what other clubs can do, probably slightly different to us. I'd be very, very lucky to get one in, and I think I have the one. So yes, I'm a lucky man that I've had support and backing. And again, you have to take, at times like these, you have to take your hat off to young Olivia, who's a superstar in our eyes. She's helped us with these kind of situations, and this just by simply walking around the park and raising sponsorship. So, moments like that are special, and we thank her for our efforts. And it's only our efforts are bearing fruit now that we can go and get another player through the front door. So a big mention to young Olivia again, and a super fan really.
Always rumours, particularly going into the last day. Have you had any offers at all for any of your players?
No.
Because the rumour is that people are starting to look at Will Evans.
I don't know what to say really. I don't listen. I'm not the type of bloke that sits and gets involved with rumours and nonsense and hearsay, because there's a lot of that, a lot of white noise out there in the world. So I don't get involved in it, but I can categorically sit here at whatever time of the morning it is, Friday morning, and say no, I've had no phone calls for any of my players. It'd help if I had my phone on, because I don't. I've turned it off. The lads are doing so well, so my phone will be off as well for the rest of the day. So no, I've had nothing. Seriously, I've not had much in that context. So it is white noise. It is rumours. So unfounded.
Great atmosphere on Tuesday. You want the same now against AFC Wimbledon?
Yeah, for sure. It's a great springboard. It was a great evening, great occasion. It was, coming off the pitch the other night, it reminded me of living in Ireland, in Dublin, when they're calling last orders if you've no homes to go to. It was one of those. The fans, I don't know, it must have been midnight by the time some of our fans left. They were, I've never seen it before, to be honest. They were singing and dancing and cheering our lads. And there was a moment over there in the far corner where we were all the players were together, and we just stopped and we looked in at the crowd and we were just listening to them. We couldn't believe what we were hearing, and the cheering and the applause they were giving us, coming off the pitch. And we actually floated from the pitch into the changing room on the back of the noise that they were making, and that was after the game, never mind before the game. So it was a real eye opener. It was a real eye opener after the game, how you can get that type of support and that type of adulation from a fan base. When you've just been knocked out on penalties by a Premier League team. So I'm guessing the fans are appreciative of the work rate, the attitude, the commitment that the players are showing, and I think we're playing really, really well as well. Our performance levels have been extremely high. Yes, I get they will dip at some stage. We will have a little period where the performances won't be as strong. But while they are playing like they're playing, let's enjoy it. Let's go and enjoy it, and let's make the most of it.
All the best.
In terms of FC, what do they've started, well, they're unbeaten, they pushed Chelsea hard, but what have you made of them?
They've been very good. Johnny Jackson has turned things around. They're obviously a very strong team. Again, they'll be a big team. They load the box up on set pieces. They're a big team who play off set pieces. They get forward real quickly. They're energetic. They've got some really good players as well, really tidy players. And Johnny is now starting to put his own stamp on the team. I know he's inherited a group last year that he got the best out of. He done really well. But there's no better feeling, and I'm sure Johnny Jackson will echo this as a manager, when you get your own group together and they start to gel. And Wimbledon have gelled real quickly. They've been flying, really, to be fair. I still can't work out why there was a penalty given against them on Wednesday evening at Chelsea. I actually feel for them, the fans, the players. Such big occasions, that you just cannot give penalties for those type of things. So yeah, a little bit of luck went against them the other night, but it was a great occasion for them, for the football club, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they can come here and feel a little bit fatigued on Saturday.
They're clearly a very different side to the one that came here at the end of last season, when they weren't in good shape probably, and sort of limping towards the line almost. Yeah,
look, the manager, he's come in, he's done brilliantly at the football club, and again, just to keep them away from adversity last year, he's done it. That's exceptional. That's a real tough ask of any manager, to keep a team out of that relegation scrap. And Johnny done that with Wimbledon last year. He lost a few players through injury as well, and he was able to sit down in the summer, and they'd made a couple of sales as well, so I'm guessing that would have been difficult for him. But he sat down in the summer, he knew what he wanted to do, he knew the players he wanted to bring in, and it's bearing fruit for him now on the pitch. I think it'll be a really good game again. It'll be another physical encounter. We're fully expecting that League 2 game, but we need to concentrate on ourselves. And I always say 80% us, 20% the opposition. But it will be a tough encounter. Both teams have gone up against Premier League teams midweek. So look, it's probably who can dig the deepest, who wants it more, and who can go to the well, because you will have one or two tired bodies on the pitch. We're not as fortunate as these Premier League guys that we can make wholesale changes. So I'm guessing both teams will be late on in the game, possibly feeling a little bit of fatigue.
One man who has played nearly every minute, Bryn Morris, he's made a very, very encouraging start, hasn't he, to life here?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Bryn, he showed great leadership qualities as well off the park. We knew what we were getting. He's a great lad, great character. He's fitted in really, really well. So I like watching Bryn. To be fair, he's just an honest, hard-working lad. He brings us that little bit of quality, and it's probably around. You look at the likes of Harry Charles, Scott Bennett, Bryn Morris, the Aaron Wildigs. That's probably, you can see the evolution of the way we're playing and how we're the energy that they bring and the quality that they bring in midfield. So I actually enjoy watching them. I do enjoy watching my team at this moment in time, and that's not easy to say as a manager because I do go through the mill with them. But yeah, I am really enjoying watching them. Not only working with them, I've said that on numerous times. I've gone on record so many times saying I love working with them. But I'm actually enjoying watching them play. To be quite honest with you, they're an exciting group to watch, and I do think they're growing. I do think there's a lot of development, a lot of learning and development still to come from them. So I'm looking forward to for the next couple of weeks.
That evolution, because I think last season, given the situation you came into, it was very hard to beat first. There's still emphasis on set piece goals. Right? You've not scored set piece yet, which you probably want to target. But getting those goals from open play is clear that things are coming together, aren't they?
Well, we're the top of the 92 clubs. We've scored the most goals of all 92 clubs, and that includes Premier League teams. We've scored, I think it's 16 in all competitions. So that's a remarkable stat. There's no other club in England that scored more goals than us. So look, if we concentrate on one part of the thing, I'm enjoying watching the lads play. I'm enjoying watching them play. I'm sure. I've not even thought about set pieces really. It would be nice if we could do that. We were the highest team last season, or were we fourth in all 72 EFL clubs with set pieces, and that was with the first 3 months out with the first 3 months. So we score goals. We do score goals, but now we're finding we're scoring more goals from open play than we were last season. But we're scoring, and the trade-off to that is we're scoring less on set pieces. So, if we were doing both set pieces and open play, I don't think half my players would be here to be playing a lot higher up the pyramid.
Yeah, it's not get greedy. It's on the Will Evans front. When do you start thinking of? You're trying to do transfers, but contracts to protect assets and things like that, because that's something the club knows that you need to do of people who you think have got a bit more to come from them to make sure.
Well, it won't be today, that's for sure. I'll be thinking of transfer window and Wimbledon today, so I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But look, we have professional people in the building. We've got some good knowledge. We've got some good experience, and when the time is right, we'll sit down and we'll discuss what we need to discuss with personnel.
And finally, you said don't push my buttons afterwards on Seb. Have you sort of worked? Was that a case of a young lad just going? Because I think he did it really trying to aggressively press as soon as he was that.
Yeah, look, we had a real deep inquiry on Wednesday morning, led by obviously head of medicine, which is Conor Neeson, Scott Wickens, head of the SNC. We were all grilled. They grilled us all. They grilled me about putting them on, and so I looked in the mirror. Was it a mistake to put them on mid-game and things like that? And we all had a little bit of we've the mechanisms in which, and we had it up on the video, we watched it back. Ben Mee has just given him a slight nudge, and the jolt, you can actually see the body and the leg, the two legs, is both legs were going in different directions naturally, which is a natural mechanism. But his back then, when he got the push, the jolt, so it's obviously come off his back and tracked down into the hamstring, and it just went there and then. But I suppose, it is young, it is enthusiastic. We looked at him on the DVD. He's done everything, as have the subs at half time and during the warm up. So everybody has ticked the boxes, and they were professional. And I suppose it's one of those things that hard to take, hard to accept. You always look for reasons why. But we just can't find the reasons why, and we have dug deep, we have asked questions, we have gone into preparation, we have gone into everything really, we turned every stone over, But on the staff, we've all done our jobs, and the only thing I've got to ask myself is, should I have put him on? But hindsight, it was one of those things. Omar was coming off, Seb was coming on. It was something we had prepped for, something we had arranged. So, yeah, look, I just have to probably accept a little bit of bad luck on our behalf, on Seb's behalf. Gutted for the kid, but it's one of those footballing injuries that you pick up, and we might pick up one or two between now and the end of the season. Touch wood, we don't, but I suppose it's the nature of the game. We've got to understand the distance that they're going as well. We've looked into that, whether that's a contributing factor. We've played a game and a half so far more with injury times, so I've got to look at that as well, which is why I was quite animated about getting a few more bodies through the door, because I think you might see injuries and players falling short when it comes to recovery and things like that, with the amount that's been asked of them with injury time and that. A game and a half is a serious stat, is a serious amount of game time, and we're only just coming out of August.